It's time for motivation, being Monday, of course. And we have Mary, my namesake, Ogundimu, a multiple award-winning speaker, trainer, and coach who specializes in using storytelling and deep context to reconstruct everyday narratives and life experiences. Now, she joins us to talk about clarity, the key to a great future. Great to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you, Mary.
Awesome. Now, when we talk about clarity, that word, I'd like to hear your own definition of clarity.
All right. So thank you once again. Clarity for me is knowing exactly what you want, where you are going, how you are going about it, and why. But the word there is knowing exactly, like knowing really.
Like a vision.
Yes.
Having a vision of what you want.
exactly it is.
Okay, so now there are different types of clarities, just as you even mentioned some now. So what type of clarity are we going to be focusing on this morning?
So I like to talk more on clarity of purpose.
Purpose.
Yes, defining exactly what you want from life and what you have been sent to do.
That word definition. Purpose is a word that has been misused
A lot.
severally.
A lot.
So I'd like you to define purpose as well.
Okay, so I remember a conversation I had with a personal development strategist yesterday, and this was the exact question I asked her when she kept saying purpose. But I'm like, what exactly is this purpose in? Because anywhere you turn to, you just hear people saying, oh, look for your purpose, find your purpose. Yes. What is your purpose? Yes. But I just say that it's not really something as big as, you know, people paint it to be, making it look like it's something...
It looks scary sometimes.
Yeah, making it look like you have to hit a rock to know what your purpose is. Purpose is why. Why exactly are you sent to do this thing? Why do you even want to do it? So they say that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse will definitely set in. Yeah. So you want to ask yourself, what is my purpose? What have I been sent to do? If I know what I have been sent to do, who am I sent to? Or who are those I have been sent to? Why am I even sent to them? What exactly do I want to be doing? By the time you begin to answer those questions, it brings you to a time of self-identity or self-awareness to say, okay, you know what? Let me really have this time with myself. Let me sit down and ask myself, where am I going to? Or where am I coming from?
So self-identity, that's one.
Definitely very important. Then when you go from self-identity, you become more aware of yourself. So you begin to ask yourself very fundamental question. And a lot of us, you know, generally, people are really busy.
Yes.
People are so busy, you know, you go to work, the hustles and bustles of life, so many things to catch up with. But it's very important that we always, in the midst of those business, create time for ourselves, have that me time, that meditation time to really do a self-audit. You know, you just stop at one point and ask yourself, what exactly have I been doing with my life? And I remember that I began to ask myself these questions when I needed to resign from working in the bank last year. And
that's a huge step.
It was huge. You know,
How long have you been working there?
I worked for 6 years and 6 months.
My gosh. Okay.
You know, I still had this conversation. And one of my friends was like, Mary, you're very crazy. Like, you left the bank in COVID. I'm like, yes, I needed to leave because I began to question my essence in that place. I began to question the fact that I wasn't really doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't growing. My career was not really developing. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired.
Did you study anything related to it?
No, I actually studied mass communication. Maybe that was why I was tired anyway. I don't know. But I feel like there is more to me. There is that part of me that wanted to explore. I wanted to do a lot of things. And I knew I needed to be out of this space, right? I know that that's another conversation. But again, for me to take that decision, it's another level of clarity. Because I was so clear that, you know what, your time is up in this place. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to do another thing. So I began to question the things I was doing, what I really would want to do. What would I rather be doing if I'm not doing this particular thing? And I began to find solutions to those kind of things.
So self-identity, self-awareness, self-audit, which of course brings solutions. Now, at this point, for some people, they had to leave where they were to find their purpose. In a situation where you find yourself where you're supposed to be, but things aren't just working the way you expect them to, what do you do?
You know, Mary, the truth is, for everyone, the greatest tragedy in life is to actually live a confused life.
Yes.
If you don't know where you're going, everywhere looks like a bus stop.
Exactly.
So it's very important that first, as a person, you know what exactly do you want. Because I hear a lot of people, in fact, when I took the decision to leave, I got a lot of questions. People began to say, you know, I'm tired of my job. I'm this, and I'm like, calm down, it's okay. You don't like where you are, but I'm not going to advise you to jump out. If you're not here, where would you rather be? What do you want to do? Can you guarantee that if you live where you are today, when you get to where you are going to find the level of happiness or the level of joy or fulfillment that you want?
I like the fact that Mary has so many questions for us this morning. And I think it's important for us to write them down and give ourselves honest answers. And if you need further help, of course, you know, you can always have a conversation with Mary Ogundimu. Thank you so much for being in the studio with us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, we will take this break. And of course, the show continues. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.